Hello, beautiful starseed, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Let us hop right into your astrology and tarot reading for Virgo season of summer 2021. All right, Scorpio, let's take a look at the astrology that's going to be happening this month and how that's going to affect you, mostly based off of your rising. However, all my messages are channeled, so listen for things that catch your attention, catch your eye, give you goosebumps, feel like they resonate with you. All of these things are going to be messages for you. You have to trust your intuition, and you have to trust that that is your spirit guides bringing messages to you, or spirit bringing messages to you. So we are going to begin by talking about the very first event that happens when we enter Virgo season, which is the sun moves into the sign of Virgo. And so that is going to be happening for you in your 11th house. This is the house of friends, sharing your gifts with the world, putting yourself out there in terms of networking with people and communicating with people. And this is people in general. So a very beautiful energy to have this transit in. Virgo season for you is about focusing on your friends. So that's going to be a fun thing, a fun aspect of this season. A few days later, the sun makes a square to the nodes on the 28th. And the nodes are North node is in Gemini, South node is in Sag. And so this square is a T-square actually, is involving your house of money and resources and networks. So very interesting. It's a very kind of money, financial related situation here for you. The South node in your second house is asking you to let go of old ways of thinking and being that get in the way of your new priorities or your new values, letting go of old values, bringing new values in. North node in your 8th means focus on change, focus on transformation, focus on resources, focus on even partnerships, focus on the things that are transforming in your life, because that is where the scorpion transforms into the eagle and basically rises like the phoenix from the ashes. This could be this dynamic you could probably see in your networks of people, in your friendships. Maybe there's friends that you're involved with in a project or financial project, and this is getting aspect. There's a challenge that's going to come up that's going to ask you to resolve it. The third event is happening on the 29th, and it is when Mercury enters the sign of Libra. So Mercury will be entering into your 12th house. That's actually really cool, because Mercury in the 12th house is about an activation of your intuition, of your psychic powers, of your ability to understand things from a higher perspective. And that's really important for any time. It's also heightened sensitivities and heightened intuition. So during this time, you're going to feel the activation of it, almost as if the transit was Mercury moving through the sign of Pisces, because it's moving through your 12th house. So that's going to feel like this month, your intuition, or at least during the time that Mercury is traveling through Libra, you feel more balance and you desire more balance in your relationships, but you also are going to feel like somehow your intuition is on point. On September 2nd, we're going to see Mars make an opposition to Neptune at 22 degrees. And so Mars is in your 11th house and Neptune is in your 5th. So this is the duality of your creativity and your passion, and then how you share it out to the world. You may find that this point in time, you feel like there's not enough clarity as to what you actually want to do with the projects that you're working on. You may also feel like like a batch of like low self-esteem or inadequacy, or like I'm not good enough, or I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do now. I feel confused. Confusion can also be caused by Neptune. But the clarity will come. It's just a moment where you may feel that kind of confusion that shows up. You got to wait for it though, because don't make decisions. This is not a good time to make decisions because you may not make the right decision for you. On September 6th, we enter into the new moon in Virgo, which is happening in your 11th house. And think of the 11th house of friends and sharing your gifts with the world as the theme for the entire month. And when we have a new moon, you have to set intentions. That is working with the moon. One of the things I'm so excited about is the moon goddess training that I'm going to be doing in October. I'll be coming out with details soon, but basically working with the cycles of the moon is imperative to our lives. This is ancient knowledge from the mystery schools, ancient Avalon, the high priestesses. This new moon for you is about setting intentions of how you want to share your gifts with the world, but not just that. It's about how are you going to work hard? How are you going to put in the work to make this happen, to make these things happen? And how are you going to organize yourself? And how are you going to take it step by step and always be present throughout the whole process? That's the intention that you want to set. How am I going to stay present and put in a lot of hard work to get to where I want to be with sharing my gifts with the world? On September 10th, Venus enters into the sign of Scorpio, which means that she moves from your 12th house into your first house. And I think you're going to have fun with this because Venus is the goddess of love and beauty and sensuality. Scorpio can add a very strong like intensity and sexual drive and sort of kind of otherworldly kind of desires, or very like what's the word I'm looking for? Desires of the flesh. It sounds kind of wild. But Venus in Scorpio can also get possessive and jealous and obsessive. But because she's in your first house, and the first house is the house of identity and sense of self, you get the opportunity to embody the goddess. You get to be in your beauty. You get to be in your essence. Do something that makes you feel good, because that's what Venus wants, is just to have fun and feel good. And also, this is good luck. And so you become sort of this lucky charm that's kind of walking around the world. It's a very beautiful energy and a really fun transit when Venus transits our first house. Because if we feel amazing, we feel good, we feel balanced, we feel like harmonious, and we're aligning with what we desire for ourselves. So that is going to be happening on the 10th. The next event is that Mars enters into the sign of Libra on September 14th. So he moves from your 11th house to your 12th house. So now your drive is about spirituality. Your drive is about being on your journey, on your spiritual path to enlightenment, to spiritual freedom, whatever you want to call it. You're going to be driven by your dreams, driven by your aspirations, your goals, your wishes. You're going to be driven by your intuition. These are the things that are going to drive your sense of action during this transit of Mars in the sign of Libra. The other thing that you should also know about Mars in Libra is that it is in detriment. It doesn't like being here. It would much rather be in Aries. However, because it's a 12th house transit, think of it as an activation of your creativity and your intuition and your desire to find balance. You may become a little indecisive. That's natural for Mars in Libra. But in the end, I feel like this is a positive transit. The Sun is going to make an opposition to Neptune at 21 degrees, also on the same day. And that's the same duality that we just saw with the 11th and the 5th house. So a fogginess, a lack of clarity, an inability to understand. not a good time to make decisions. Really good time to wait for it to pass, because you don't want to make decisions that hinder your ability to be on the right path. We will also see the sun make a trine to Pluto, and Pluto is in Capricorn. So in your chart, Pluto is actually in the 3rd house. So there's going to be a trine from the 11th to the 3rd house. And that's going to be the clarity that we want. That's going to be, at least, if not clarity, it's truth. But truth is always clarity. So it's the unveiling. It's an understanding. It's maybe finally being able to make that decision because you finally see what's underneath the veil. There's no veil anymore. There's nothing fogging up your mirror so that you can see clearly. Pluto just brings out the truth. And so that's going to be a harmonious transit because it is a trine, and it'll kind of shift the energy of that opposition. But also we end the month on September 20th with the full moon in Pisces, which is going to be happening in your 5th house. So the intentions that you set for the new moon in Virgo are here coming to a completion, to a culmination, to a point of climax. And you should you should see how everything that you set your intentions for is actually manifesting here. Maybe you feel a little more creative during this time. By the end of the season, you feel like, okay, now I'm on track with my passion, my creativity, allowing myself to be in my creative space, and able to move forward to, whatever's coming next in my life. So those are the astrology transits for you. Now we're going to move on to the tarot card reading and see what message wants to be added onto this, or what your spirit guides, angels, and teachers want to tell you specifically about your Virgo season of 2021. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to go over what these 5 cards mean, but first I did want to invite you to check out my Starseed oil line. I am featuring the Arcturus oil today and the essential oil roller. And what this is good for is to connect with your Arcturus star family if you're an Arcturus starseed. It's also good for clarity and vision, building a new earth, equality, shared purpose, master alchemy. It's made with clary sage, myrrh, neroli, and pink pepper, essential oils, coconut oil, mica powder, and elderberry extract. So a very powerful blend to use for the new earth. So what these 5 cards are: the intuition card, the challenge, the overall theme, and wisdom from your starseed ancestors, and the animal spirit for you for the month. So what we begin with in this reading is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a card of messages. The pages usually bring messages back and forth to the kings and the queens. This is a message of love. It's also a message of strengthened intuition. It means that this month you are going to be using your intuition very strongly. Your emotions may also be part of your guiding system, telling you exactly where to go. It feels like you're entering maybe a whole new world as well with this beautiful portal that we see here in this card. You may be entering a new world. You may be entering something that feels significant to you. I also see that there is a full moon. It looks like it's a full moon, in that card. And we did just have a full moon in Aquarius. So the moon is going to be your guide. And this is the cup card. So the cups are definitely all about the emotions and allowing your emotions to flow. All right, the next card is the 8 of Pentacles, which is a card of hard work. The work paying off that you have literally been putting everything into. I think things are moving really well for you. Things will move really well for you, especially when it comes to things like abundance and money and resources. You have already put in so much work that I think the ball is just rolling, and that's what this 8 of Pentacles is telling you. So your intuition is going to be strong this month, as well as you seeing a lot of the fruits from all the hard work that you've been putting in start to flourish, start to shine. This also means that this is a month where abundance will come in, but you'll have to keep that ball rolling. It's not time to relax just yet. the next card that you get is the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles can be a card of opportunities. So your intuition and your hard work have literally opened up this door for new opportunities to show up into your life. And then you see this figure reaching up towards the eye of Horus, the symbol of the third eye, your knowledge, the ability to see the unseen and hear the unheard. It's like you're reaching up for the truth. That's something that you're Scorpio, and that's a natural place for you to want to be in. But all of these things are leading up to this very beautiful opportunities that will start to show up in your life this month. I think that's really exciting for you, Scorpio. From the Wisdom from Your Ancestors card, you get the Seas of Mintaka. Mintaka is one of the stars on Orion's belt. So this is a message for Orion's starseeds. Also, with the previous card, we're just reaching up to the Eye of Ra. That's also Aldebaran. And Aldebaran is the eye of the eye of the bull in the alpha of the Taurus constellation. But it is also connected to the Orion starseeds, which are all about ancient knowledge. So ancient knowledge and wisdom and the mystery school somehow coming through strong in this message. This card says the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential and bringing unconsciousness to light. How beautiful and beautiful of a confirmation is that when we see the cards that we got before, especially the card of the Eye of Ra or the Eye of Horus, whatever you want to call it. But this is like truth is coming forward. You've been doing a lot of work and you're reaching for it. And so because you're reaching for it, it will arrive. You're seeding potential for you. You're bringing the unconsciousness to light. And the last card that you get, which is your animal spirit for the month, is the beautiful hawk. And the hawk is a powerful symbol of freedom. It's also a symbol of message. The hawk brings a message. It's a very watchful energy. It's all seeing, and it is the messenger of divinity. How beautiful is that? Wow. I didn't expect this reading to be like this, but I think that what it's saying is that you have been connecting and working hard on connecting with your higher self, your own divinity, and now it's like God is bringing you this message that this is it. Like you're on the right track. You got to keep moving forward. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. Wow. So I would recommend journaling because that may help you channel the message. When you're in balance with this energy, you will see clearly and you will be very intuitive, just like the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, bringing opportunities, reaching towards that third eye. When you're out of balance, if you feel out of balance this month, you're going to see too much. You're going to be suspicious. You're going to be very kind of the shadow side of Scorpio energy. So to bring it to balance, if you do feel like you're seeing too much, it's out of control, you can give yourself a perspective shift and change the way that you're looking at the situation. That's going to be the key to balancing yourself this month. Make sure you are changing your perspective and seeing things from a different eye. All right. Love you guys. Have an amazing Virgo season, and I will see you again next time.